Hey guys, my name is Rajan and you're watching Lens For. So today I'm gonna compare the night portraits and some of the raw lighting pictures that you requested in the last video. Let's just dive into the comparison and let's see which phone is exactly the camera king of 2025. Alright guys, so before starting the comparison, I'm gonna put the settings into raw lightning mode and I'm gonna turn it on and also keep the Zeiss Natural on at the same time, and master mode obviously on the FindX9 Pro. So let's just see which phone is better. Hey guys, so today I've got a very interesting camera comparison for you guys, and I've also done part 1 of this comparison, so you can go and check that out. I'll put the video link in the description and also at the end of the video, so go and check that out. And today finally I'm uploading these pictures on a Google Drive link for you guys, just for my subscribers. So I'm doing a lot of I'm putting in a lot of efforts for this camera comparison, so do subscribe the channel and share with your friends and family so that I can leave my job and start doing this full time. So yeah, so let's just get into this video and let's just see which phone is exactly the better value for your money and which phone is like doing a better camera job here. So right now on the left I have got a 200 megapixel portrait, first ever in a smartphone, and on my right we have the X9 Pro on a normal portrait mode. So I want you guys to see that if I click the picture at 200 megapixel, will it make a huge difference, or will it be just a normal picture portrait? So you can clearly see the difference in the megapixels. Like the resolution is clearly like 12,288 into 18,088, which is much bigger, and 43 megabytes picture on the X300 Pro, while the X9 Pro has got 10 MB picture. So that's a huge difference in terms of size, almost 4 times bigger. We are seeing here the 200 megapixel portrait. Let's see if we zoom in which one is better, and clearly the right. One thing I want you to notice that the X300 Pro 200 megapixel is stuck at 2.67 aperture, so you won't be getting this beautiful bokeh you are seeing on the X9 Pro. The bokeh is very minimal and not much bokeh is there. Alright, so let's just zoom in on both of these phones and let's see which is better. So you can clearly see the amount of details that we are getting here on the X9 Pro and the X300 Pro 200 megapixel portrait. And again, the problem with the X300 Pro is smoothing. You can clearly see there is a lot of smoothing going on the face. It clearly applying a lot of smoothing. You can clearly see the textures much better on the X9 Pro. Skin tones look much better on the X9 Pro. So let's just zoom in into my hair and let's see if there is a huge difference. Yeah, so there's a difference. You can clearly see the hair much clearly on the X300 Pro on the left, while the X9 Pro hair and everything looks little blurred out. And look at my beard, it looks much more defined here on the X300 Pro. And even if you look at the jacket here, you can clearly see the amount of just look at this logo here. Clearly the X300 Pro is doing a much better job in terms of detail. Obviously it's 4 times bigger size, so yeah, we will be seeing much better details. Everything looks much better here on the X300 Pro, but I'm very disappointed with the the amount of smoothing it's doing. Wish it had less smoothing, and you can clearly see the everything looks much better on the X9 Pro. If I talk about the reality, the skin texture and everything looks better. So let's just not zoom much more on my face. So yeah, there is a difference in terms of the quality. There is a difference in terms of the clarity, but obviously the smoothing effect really ruins the overall image, the overall vibe of the image. I wish like they can improve this in future updates. Let's see. Right now the X9 Pro's portrait to me looks better. Let's take a look at the next picture now. So another 200 megapixel portrait comparison, and you can see that on the X9 Pro we don't have that option, so it's on the normal portrait mode, 85mm versus 85mm, and again it's the f2.67 aperture is not giving any background bokeh, but the X9 Pro's picture looks much more cinematic because of that. So let's just zoom in and see if there's any difference in terms of quality in the face or the skin texture or anything like that. Again, clearly the face looks much more detailed, especially the hair and everything looks much more detailed. But do you think there is a huge difference, or do you think it's just a gimmick this 200 megapixel portrait? Let me know in the comments. But clearly the skin texture and everything is much more natural on the X9 Pro. Obviously there is much more detail here if I zoom in the hair, but I would say there is a huge difference in terms of details here. I would say that yeah, there is a difference, but not huge. If I zoom in again, you can see the logo, the texture of my jacket looks much better on the X300 Pro. And obviously there are some difference, but is it like, you know, a 4 times bigger image? Like, is it worth it, the 4 times bigger size and everything? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, let's check out the next shot. Right guys, so you asked for raw lighting, and here it is. The raw lighting works in this way that you can clearly see the colors and everything looks much better here. And if you talk about the textures and everything, I think it's much better. And this is obviously the master mode on the X9 Pro, and the master mode and raw lighting, the difference is I won't say huge. Again, the master mode is capturing much more natural skin tones. The raw lighting is obviously whitening the skin tones again a bit, but I think it's better than the normal shot. And I would say there's a huge difference in terms of Zeiss Natural. If I keep the raw lighting on or off, there won't be a huge difference, but obviously the texture and everything looks much better in the X300 Pro sweater. And the master mode obviously gives you a much better skin tone, much more natural skin tones, but it's limited to that only. Let's check out the next shot. Alright guys, so one more raw lighting shot, and you can see that the colors and everything is in my opinion, especially the jacket here, looks much more authentic on the X300 Pro. And you can see that the X9 Pro's master mode is clearly, you know, saturating the jacket, and I think it looks little, you know, unnatural. But if I talk about the skin tones, obviously the skin tones again on the X9 Pro looks much more natural. The X300 Pro is clearly, you know, boosting up the brightness on my skin tone, making it look much, you know, pleasing to the normal eye. But I think it's much more natural on the X9 Pro. But it comes down to personal preference. If you talk about the details here, the details are very similar. I would say slightly better on the X300 Pro than the X9 Pro. If you look at the hair here, it looks much better on the X9 Pro. So if I talk about the jacket and everything, the jacket, my outfit looks much better. You can clearly see. And let me know which one you prefer here, which shot you prefer. Let's check out the next shot. Alright, again raw lighting turned on, but this time the ultrawide shot. The X300 Pro is clearly, you know, making my jacket look little more saturated and not authentic. I think it's ruining the color here, but I think the X9 Pro is doing a better job here in terms of, you know, the color processing here. If I talk about the details here, then both of them are having similar amount of details. I cannot say one is better than the other. Everything looks you know, very identical in terms of detail. This time I prefer the skin tones and the colors on the X9 Pro. It's much more authentic. But obviously if you look here at the ground looks, the tiles and everything looks much better on the X300 Pro. Again, it's everything, you know, much more muted on the X9 Pro. Not much difference in terms of color here. Let me know which one you prefer for this ultrawide shot. If you turn on the raw lighting, let's check out the next shot. So again, it's much more zoom shot, and you can see that the X300 Pro is trying to, you know, obviously both of them are using AI, but I think the X300 Pro is doing it a little better here. I won't say that there's a huge difference. Obviously everything looks better, but I can see slight, you know, color fringing here on the X9 Pro. I think the skin tones and everything looks much more realistic on the X9 Pro again, but the X300 Pro's AI is little better. I would say, like, it comes down to personal preference, but it's, you know, doing a little better job. Still like, you know, slightly over sharpening and everything on the X300 Pro. Let me know which one you prefer. Obviously both of them are not usable. Again, the skin tones and everything looks much more natural on the X9 Pro. Yeah, so let's check out the next shot. This is a raw output on both of these phones, and you can check that X300 Pro on the left has took the shot on 24 MB, and the X9 Pro on the right took the shot on 18.7 MB. However, the resolution is like different on both of these phones. I don't know the reason exactly, and also the color contrast and everything is very different. I would say the X300 Pro is leaning towards more, you know, raw, more natural color contrast, so that you can go ahead and you can, you know, do editing, post processing easy, while the X9 Pro's color contrast and everything is a bit different. It's more like a normal phone shot. But if I zoom in, you can clearly see the X9 Pro is much better than the X300 Pros. You can check the detail here. The detail is far better on the X9 Pro here. I don't know about the color output and everything. I took this shot on different focal length, and it almost had the same result on DNG, on RAW. So yeah, X9 Pro also have RAW Max as well, which will give you better output, more megapixel output. So yeah, so right now you can check the color contrast and everything. I think the X300 Pro needs a little improvement on the details and everything. If you talk about the RAW format, you can check the X9 Pro's shot here and the X300 Pro shot here. So yeah, let me know which one you prefer. Let's check out the next shot. Alright, another raw output, and this time I prefer the shot on the X300 Pro on the left. You can clearly see the skin tones and everything are much more natural, while the X9 Pro raw outputs making my skin look brighter and less natural, I would say. Also the colors and everything of my jacket looks much more natural on the X300 Pro. Everything looks far much more natural on the X300 Pro. Let me know which one you prefer, but I clearly prefer the raw output of the X300 Pro here, and also the size of the X300 Pro raw output is more than the X9 Pro. Obviously you will get a raw max output on the X9 Pro, which will also increase the size. But yeah, overall let me know which one you prefer. Let's check out the next shot. So guys, we have 1x right now and it's night time, and you can see how the FindX9 Pro in the middle has the master mode on, and the X9 Pro in the right is on the auto mode. And you can check the colors here on the X300 Pro, which is on Zeiss Natural, the most I would say accurate out of all three. The FindX9 Pro has kind of the orange tint or yellowish tint, boosted colors a little bit, which is not, I would say, accurate. But if I talk about the details here, then FindX9 Pro just nails the detail. You can clearly see that it has better details, and the problem with X300 Pro is its AI processing. You can see here at the hair, it's clearly smoothing the hair, and while the X9 Pro hair looks much more natural and on point. So I think the X300 Pro needs to fix its AI issues, the processing issues. The rest, the colors are very nice on the X300 Pro. I would say it's very close to natural, especially in the Zeiss Natural right now. So yeah, let's check out the next shot. It's night time, and again we are using the master mode in Zeiss Natural Mode here, and you can see how both of them differs in terms of capturing the dynamic range. Especially if you look at the background, the lighting and everything looks much more underexposed and better on the X300 Pro, while the X9 Pro's master mode is not able to capture that because it's tried to imitate a DSLR image. So yeah, if you look at the skin colors here, it's personal preference, but I think the skin colors look much more better and much more 3D on the X9 Pro here than the X300 Pro's muted colors. Again, if I zoom in, you can see the way it uses AI to process the hair. I think it looks very not realistic. And obviously on the X300 the X9 Pro for some reason is not, I was not able to focus on the face, so that's why maybe it's blurred. But right now I can see that the hair looks much better on the X9 Pro here. So it depends from person to person, but I think the skin tones is still better on the FindX9 Pro at 1x at night. Yeah, let's check out the next shot. Here we have 2x, and you can again look at the skin tone here. The difference in the skin tone is again the similar, and the AI processing on the hair is very similar. It's looking like a paint effect on the hair, while the hair looks much better on the X9 Pro. Obviously the skin tones is muted again on the X300 Pro and little vibrant and punchy on the X9 Pro. So it depends on person to person, but I think the detail are still little better on the X300 Pro here. It has done a little better job than the X9 Pro. But if I talk about the face here, if I zoom in, you can see that the face is little smoothened out on here on the X300 Pro, while it's little showing much more detail on the X9 Pro. So it depends from person to person, but I prefer the shot on the X9 Pro here. Let me know what you prefer. I think the Vivo needs to fix its AI, especially for the hair processing, then it will get better. So yeah, let's check out the next. So now we have zoomed it at 85mm and 70mm on the X9 Pro, and again you can see the similar skin tones here. The skin tones look much better on the X9 Pro to me. The details, the facial hairs and everything this time looks much better on the X9 Pro. If you look at here, the X300 Pro is struggling to bring out the details of the hair and the beard as well. If you look at the details, I think it was a little better on the X9 Pro. And let me know which one you prefer, if you prefer the skin tones of the X9 Pro here or the skin tones of the X300 Pro. So yeah, to me the X9 Pro is looking little better. Maybe the X300 Pro needs little updates to fix this, so we will see. But obviously you can look at the background, the dynamic range is again better on the X300 Pro if you use Zeiss Natural, but if you use auto mode on the X9 Pro it will be similar. So yeah, let's check out the next shot. We have 1x portrait right now, and you can see that both are having different kind of color signs here. The X300 Pro is leaning towards a much more, muted colors, while the X9 Pro is going towards a much more vibrant and contrasty colors. It depends on personal preference, but one thing to notice is if you look at the background bokeh, the background looks much more better on the X9 Pro. The X300 Pro's background is little overexposed. I have seen this with the X200 Pro as well, so it depends. But right now, the X9 Pro is doing a better job in capturing the background details and vibrancy. If you look at these skin colors here, it depends from person to person, but I certainly prefer the skin colors on the X9 Pro a little bit more. But I would say the skin tones are a little bit natural side, and I would say it needs a little saturation to make it pop a little bit, but yeah, it depends from person to person. Edge detection is similar on both. So yeah, let's check out the next shot now. Alright, so it's 47mm versus 50mm portrait comparison, and again you can see the X9 Pro is leaning towards a much more vibrant and contrast boosted portrait, and the X300 Pro is leaning towards a much more natural shot. And in my opinion, the X300 Pro is doing a little better job than the X9 Pro here, capturing the shadows and the skin tones and everything looks far more accurate on the X300 Pro, especially at 50mm. And if I talk about the details here, it's very similar. I cannot say one is better than the other, but again you cannot see hair details, beard details here, but we can clearly see it here. But yeah, again, if we talk about edge detection, it's very similar. I can it's like almost similar kind of thing. If you look at the background, I think the X9 Pro is still doing a better job in capturing those lights, making it pop out. So yeah, let's check out the next shot. Here we have 85mm portrait, and you can look at these skin tones here. Very different color signs here that we can see. On one hand, the X300 Pro is clearly leaning towards a much more natural side, while the X9 Pro is clearly trying to boost up the skin tones and everything. I would say the details are clearly far better on the X300 Pro. You can see that those hairs and everything are in detail. Edge detection is almost the same on both, but the details are far much more better at 85mm. The skin tones, I would say, a little bit much more pleasing on the X9 Pro, but apart from that, I think the X300 Pro has a very strong 85mm portrait, and I think it's very tough to beat. On the other hand, the background on the X9 Pro looks much more vibrant and cinematic, so it depends from person to person. So yeah, let's check out the next shot. Alright, so it's a macro shot, and once again you can see how both of these phones captured the skin tones. Obviously the Zeiss Natural on the X300 Pro gives us a much more natural process shot, and if you zoom in, you can clearly see me taking the picture here. And if I talk about the details, then I can see that the X300 Pro details are much more natural. Everything looks much better and much more detailed here. So as I told you before, undoubtedly the X300 Pro is the best macro phone camera right now. And let me know which one you prefer here if I talk about the colors and everything. Yeah, so let's check out the next shot. Alright, so it's selfie time, and I waited a lot for Vivo to improve its selfie camera, and this year they have done it, and they have literally did a huge upgrade from the selfie camera from the X200 Pro to the X300 Pro, and you can clearly see it here. It's able to capture the skin tones and everything in a much better way, and even the X9 Pro and X300 Pro are having the same sensors. Still, the X300 Pro is performing much better. If I zoom in, you can clearly see here the skin tones look far much more natural than the X9 Pro. There's some kind of brightening effect on the X9 Pro which doesn't look good. If you look at the hair here, again you can see the processing of the X300 Pro is doing much better job. And even if you look back here, there is some kind of noise going on the X9 Pro, but the noise is not there on the X300 Pro. So clearly the selfie is better and much more natural on the X300 Pro. So this time they have done wonders in the selfie department. Let's check out the next shot. Alright, so it was a fun comparison, and as we all know that both of them are using obviously AI to enhance the details and everything, but I would say the AI is working better on the FindX9 Pro. You can clearly see that it's trying to imitate those, the details, the textures and everything of the moon better, while the X300 Pro's moon look very soft and a normal shot. So let me know which one you prefer here, but I clearly prefer the X9 Pro's moon shot here. Let's just zoom in further and let's see. So here clearly you can see that the zoom is again better on the FindX9 Pro. The AI processor and everything looks much better on the FindX9 Pro. Obviously both are using the AI to enhance the details, but
Again, the textures and everything look much more sharper on the X9 Pro and a lot more smoother on the and softer on the X300 Pro. Let me know which moonshot you prefer here, but I clearly prefer the X9 Pro shot. Yeah, so let's check out the videos now.
Alright guys, so here are the videos, and you can see that both of the phone have the 4K 120fps Dolby Vision support, and both of them looks great. But the X300 Pro has just got the colors right in my opinion. It has got those good skin tones, much more lively feel, while on the other hand the X9 Pro feels a little washed out to me. Maybe it can get fixed with little updates, but right now the X300 Pro video looks much better. Also, do keep in mind that FindX9 Pro can change the lenses while on cinematic or portrait video mode, but the X300 Pro can't. So that's a good benefit of the FindX9 Pro. Yeah, so let's come to the conclusion. Alright guys, conclusion time. Both phones are easily among the best camera smartphones for 2025. Each has its own strengths, but for me, the X300 Pro still takes the lead. It's just the easiest smartphone to get consistently great shots from, thanks to that Zeiss Natural and the solid raw lightning mode. The FindX9 Pro Master mode is also fantastic, but only if you know how to tweak it properly, because it can add some natural noise. Still, in low light, both phones go head to head. Sometimes X9 Pro wins, sometimes the X300 Pro does. Overall, the X300 Pro is slightly better in my opinion, but the difference isn't huge, and I really love the film style filters on the X9 Pro. They are way better than what the X300 Pro offers. So in the end, it's all about personal preference. Tell me which one you pick, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.